Well, the Cleveland Browns got game one of the preseason out of the way. I'm going to give you my takeaways from the game, and I'm going to give you the main storylines that you guys need to follow up on in game two. I'm going to let you know some things. Defense, offense, injuries, quarterback play. We'll get to it all right here on this episode of The Ultimate Browns. Welcome to, I wouldn't even say the fastest 30 minutes in sports, because we're not doing no fast 30 minutes. We're giving you a recap, early recap of the instant reaction from the Packers versus the Browns. Browns lose the game 23-10. And we want to get to you live. We want to give it to you live like we want to give it up. We want to get your reactions. Make sure you guys are tapping in to get that instant reaction only the way your boy G. Bush is going to give it up. We're going to get into it. Defense, still giving up these big plays, man. I'm a little concerned about these defensive plays Cats is giving up. We'll talk about that. Luke Whippler injury. That's the only thing you don't want to see when you play in these games, man. When you play in these preseason games, you don't want no problems and you don't want no smoke when it comes to these injuries. And it's sad to see Luke Whippler go down. I'm not sure exactly the extent of the injury, but anytime they cart you off and they got an air cast or anything on your lower extremities and you look like with your head down with the towel, it don't be looking too good. So right now, Luke Whippler looks like the Browns have had some bad luck on that front. But we did have some good news, and we did have some guys that shined through. And one of those guys that shined through was DTR. I apologize. DTR. I'm well aware that I've been talking about this camp battle between you and Tyler Huntley since the beginning of training camp. And I must have forgotten that you are him during preseason. You are a bona fide franchise quarterback during the preseason. That is not to be debated, because you have all of the skill sets and prerequisite to be a top 10 quarterback in the preseason. I don't know about the regular season, but bro, you look like you went to the Manning quarterback camp and was just ready to go from Jump Street. you wasn't playing no games at all. DTR came out here slinging the rock. I was looking around like, dang, bro. I almost wanted to throw the question out there. Who should be the backup, Jameis Winston or DTR? No, I'm just playing. See what I did, right? I'm just playing. But I thought DTR, all jokes aside, the bright point of this game was DTR. He had zipper velocity on the football. He was pulling the screens down. He was giving you the jukes. He was giving you the zone reads. Even when they should have had a touchdown, he should have had the only touchdown pass of the game, when it was that I think Zach Zenner was downfield on one of the RPOs. But, man, he looked how he had control of the offense. And for a dude that have his size, he has a lively arm, man. For a guy who is a guy that is not the biggest dude in the world, this guy slings that rock, bro. It comes off with zip, velocity, and it get up on you in a hurry. I thought DTR did his thing. I thought he held it down. Man, we got the shout outs, man. What up? Cook the Capo, what's up? I see you, man. You know, we had to pull up on y'all. Chris and Sophia, man. They didn't look good today. We're going to get into that. It was sloppy work. And I understand, and this is my thing. I get it, and I understand that this is the first preseason game, and a lot of the starters didn't play. But we're going to get into some of the downsides. I didn't like the energy. And I know it's the first preseason game, and you know what it is. But if I'm a coach and I'm watching that, there's a couple things that stood out to me that I really didn't like. I didn't like there was no push up front. It looked like guys were getting stood up. No push up front. And that was with some of the main starters in there too. Another thing, Jerome Ford got 2 carries, and Jerome Ford was still tipping around. He was running around like a fairy again. I just don't. He to me. They look, and when they gave Pierre Strong touches, Pierre Strong looked like he was able to get his foot in the ground, get north and south, and do what he needed to do. Jerome Ford continues to run high as the day is long, just tipping up his head and just running around like a deer. And I'm like, man, look, bro, that was cool at Cincinnati. That ain't gonna get it done. And when he got his carries, I seen Deuce Staley over there looking in his chart. I'm like, man, listen, it's a lot to be left to be desired. 143 people in here. Hit that like button for your boy. We're going to get to this. We're going to try to get as many comments and questions as we can. That's why I had to go live on your boy. I just had pop up. I said, we're not waiting till Monday to do Ultimate Browns. Ultimate Browns going to go right now. We're going to make an executive decision and get right in where we need to. Nathan S., what's up, man? Betsy Gardner, I see you, man. Jay Money, I see you. Aaron Burr. Hey, listen, you and Q can't go live at the same time. That'd be messing people up, right? We got to get, that's what happens when you big dogs. Sometimes big dogs we can't drop an album in the same day. This is the Kanye and 50 Cent joint, right? Back in the day, remember they dropped that album the first day? Can't do it, man. But by the way, we gonna get Q on he gonna be back on the podcast too on Ultimate Browns. Don't worry about that. He'll be back over here. Random label. Browns totally forgot they had a game today, left their playbook at home. Wow. Shannon Nelson, he broke his ankle. Luke Whippler looks like he broke his ankle. We'll get into that. Bengals fan, but I think y'all be fine. Not a great outing, but the players look ready and prepared. Good luck this season. We'll be there for the Bengals game. What's up, Robert Brady? I appreciate you out there. We salute you. And we good for all the good tidings and good spirit. Hey, give DTR 2 more years to grow in this system. Whew. Luke Whippler, it looks like he Tom apparently had a lower body injury. I think the Browns will come out and talk about it as well. Tony says pretty messed up. Aiyuk said no to the Browns. Now Cooper will be disgruntled. I was looking at that a little bit. I noticed the Amari Cooper was on the sideline, but it ain't like you could tell when Amari Cooper is really like disgruntled anyway, because he's just sitting there like really quiet and watching the game. So I did see that. But Tony, let me tell you something too, man. And we're going to put this Aiyuk thing to bed too. Man, I think the 49ers was playing around from Jump Street. They was playing around from Jump Street. They never really wanted no smoke. They really never was like, now all of a sudden it's coming out that Brandon Aiyuk and the 49ers is about to is getting back together and doing something. I'm like, of course they're going to get back and do something, right? Of course they're going to work something out, because they know more suitors. The Patriots offered him $34 million a year. He turned it down because they ain't in a position. Like, you want to go from the Niners to the Patriots? They just drafted Drake May. Like, you want to deal with like rookie quarterbacks? No, he wasn't going to do that. So then it was like down to the Steelers and the Browns. The Browns offer comes out, and I don't know about you. Matter of fact, listen, put in the chat, man, before we get into this, man. Put in the chat. If you put a 1 in the chat, if you thought it would that price that you heard that was rumored was way too steep, put a 1 in there. And if you haven't heard what the price was reportedly Brandon Aiyuk for Amari Cooper, a 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. What? No. That's exactly what you would have heard from me. No. Chirps. Crickets. I didn't pull my headset out. You're not about to get no 2 and a 5 for Brandon Aiyuk. Listen, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's go ahead and rate what we're gonna rate. Let's go ahead and put it down on the label. The ones that I don't even know. If you think that was fair compensation, put the 2s in there. If you think there was fair compensation for Amari Cooper, a 2 and a 5 for Brandon Aiyuk. Now, mind you, he still want $34+ million, because you know if the Patriots gonna offer him the Patriots offered the 34, He's not going to go back and say, well, I'll take 28. He's going to say the going market price for my skill set is 34. And he's going to use the Patriots against you. So now you gotta pony up, and you looking at somewhere probably 32 to 34 to get him. Come on, man. Before we get into that, nah, dog, I'm sorry. Listen, man, boy, yeah, get them ones out. I see you with the ones. Y'all twos, y'all welcome in here too. Betsy, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I was like, what? And then it came out, and I'm like, and then Amari Cooper's like, I wouldn't mind. LOL, I wouldn't mind. I'm like, whoa, what does that mean? And I'm like, bro, like, is he disgruntled? Do we got to go back and talk to this man? B Skrills, what's up? Hey, listen, hey, we could do that here. Let's talk to Browns talk and talk about two Akron boys bring us that dub tonight. Hey, man, listen, man. Curry and LeBron, them bad boys, bro. Shout out to Team USA. I've been enjoying these Olympics thoroughly. I've been thoroughly enjoying these Olympics. Listen, LeBron out here, LeBron is 50 years old, still out here with one of the best players in the game. Still out here. Man, look, and they got to give him that extension. I ain't seen a 2 yet. I ain't seen a 2 yet. So yeah, Brandon Aiyuk, I don't know what he was on. I don't know what type of. Completely agree. I don't think they ever want to trade him. I don't think he wanted to be traded. They just saber rattling each other. I'm telling you. And then now it's like, oh, we're gonna do a deal. Like, come on, bro. It wasn't no suitors. And by the way, the Pittsburgh Steelers is cheap. The Steelers, they ain't gave a raise to the janitors or the front desk people at all. These folks ain't gave no money. I wonder the last time Le'Veon Bell had to sit out a whole year. When last time they gave some money to somebody? I'm like, so you telling me the Steelers is interested? They got a framework where they got involved in $30 million. And by the way, they're not in no position to be running around with Brandon Aiyuk giving all kind of money. They got George Pickens. He already disgruntled. And you got 2 quarterbacks that you don't even know which one you're going to start. They might have to be in the draft next year getting them a quarterback. Let's just be honest with you. And even if Justin Field turns out to be that dude, and he does play well next year, you don't think he want no money? He's a free agent. You think that he not gonna want no bread? Stop. They was never in no mix, man. Congratulations, Brandon Aiyuk. That was a dangerous game you played, but it's working out for you. Shout out to you. But we moving on. Amari Cooper, come on in. We're gonna have that conversation with him. And he a professional. We're gonna act like it was never. We got better. Deny. That never happened. It's like, back when you was in high school, your girl catch you texting somebody. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. That was my cousin. He said, dude, I want to come play the video game. Hey, man. Bane boy, appreciate the super chat, man. Slap in the face to Cooper. And I will say this. I promise we're going to get back to the game because there was things in the game I want to talk about, but I didn't get a chance to see this when this news came out. Cooper kind of got a right to feel a certain type way, to be truthful. Think about it. Like, I had to hold out just to get that little $5 more million you was offering me. That little measly 5. I was already getting the 20. Then I didn't get no long-term deal. You basically said I was done data after this year. And then you already gave Jerry Jeudy the bag of money, sight unseen. Jerry Jeudy ain't tore it up. He had 700-some yards. And then y'all just extended him and gave him money without even playing? I had to hold out for the 5. And now you trying to trade me? Come on, man. Come on, you trade me for this dude? And I don't even think Brandon Aiyuk is that. I don't want to sound like I'm a negative Nelly, or I'm just hating now because he didn't come, because I'm on record saying, okay, if they're gonna bring him, I would do it. But when I found out for what, man, come on, that CD Lamb type packages. That package is a Justin Jefferson package. That's a Jamar Chase package, bro. He ain't getting none. Devontae Adams couldn't get that package. And he not the ball. Because of his age, he couldn't get that package. And these guys be cracking me up. That's Tyreek Hill. And dude be out here trying to get me. Come on, Brandon Aiyuk. Come on now. Now back to this game. Let's get to some of these stats out here, and we'll get back to some of your comments as well. Make sure y'all put that up. We'll get that on the screen too. Let's take a look. Matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. Before we get into those stats of the game, I'm going to take a quick break right quick. We're going to talk to you about my people at FanDuel, and we'll be right back, and we'll get back with y'all. We'll take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to get to some of these stats, some of these different topics, and I'm going to tell you a couple things I'm concerned about, and it's mainly about this defense. We'll come back and get it. It's G. Bush on the Ultimate Browns. Let me tell you about my great people over at FanDuel. Baseball time is rocking and rolling right now. Guardians still in the first place by a few games. They better get it together. But playoff time will be right around the corner, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every single game. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's 150 bonus bucks, win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots in hockey to home runs in baseball to slam dunks in the NBA. All on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and make the first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Welcome back. I would always say the fastest 30 minutes in sports. We doing a little overtime. We giving you that content, giving you instant reaction for the Cleveland Browns. They lose 23-10 to the Packers. By the way, I felt a certain kind of way a little bit. Not really, and I've been on record for saying that Deshaun Watson, I wouldn't play him during the preseason, but I will say this. I was like, dang, Jordan Love came in and got what he needed to do and got in and got out, no injury. I'm just saying, am I petty for that? Let me know if I'm petty for that. I don't know, because next week we're not going to see Deshaun Watson either. They're going to do the inner squad thing, whatever they want to do. We're not going to get a chance to see him. Let me know. Do you think that Deshaun Watson should play? We saw DTR. We saw Jameis Winston. We saw Tyler Huntley. Should you see a Deshaun Watson next week? Let me know. We're gonna talk about that in one second here. But before we get to any of that, let's get to some of the stats from the game, and we can definitely delve into this, man. First and foremost, none of this really stands out to me that's too crazy, except for DTR. He balled. Like I said, we started off with the open with that. 14 of 48, 134 yards, 7.5 or 7.4 yard average. He was sacked one time, but he had a rating of 97.7. He was throwing the ball. He was slinging the pill. I thought he was crisp. I thought he was the best player that the Browns put on the field today. And he was the lone bright spot a lot of times. I will say this. On defense, I loved, and we'll talk about this coming up in the slide. I did think Devin Bush played very well. I did play, and I spot shadow. I said I was going to spot shadow him. Here's the thing, too, that was a little disappointing. John Kelly, you got to hold on to the ball. If you're going to be on the all-time Cleveland Browns preseason team, which you are every single year, you got to do something, bro. You're not making the most of your opportunities, bro. You can't come in and fumble the rock immediately. Come on. We saw Jerome Ford, 2 carries for 4 yards. He's tipping, running up and running high like Bambi, just running around, tipping around. Like, come on, bro. Listen, he's going to have to step his game up too. Like, and I don't like the fact, look, let's be clear. They drafted him. I think he's in the 5th or 6th round. Under no circumstances should Jerome Ford just be given a position and saying he's the starting running back. No, he got to earn that, bro. There's a lot of yards he leaves on the table. And this is a time we got to start elevating, because right now we do a lot of that Super Bowl talk and all that good stuff. When I see Super Bowl talk, I go back and look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? He was a #1 draft pick. They told him, you might want to cut some weight, Clyde. They got Pacheco and ain't looked back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on the bench. When you get to a point where you are, or you think you're a playoff or you are a Super Bowl contender team, we ain't got no time for half-stepping. If you ain't getting it done, we got somebody on the roster that's going to get it done. I don't want to see people just penciling. Ain't no penciling nobody in no more. David Bell, you better get well. Hurry. Jamari Thrash was balling today. David Bell, get well. I see you walked off. You was a little injured. We do have some injuries besides Luke Whippler. Luke Whippler was injured. We also had an injury with on defense. What's his name? Ronnie Hickman. Looked like he pulled a hamstring when he got toasted. And you got David Bell. But guys, let's be clear. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm going in here and I'm pointing boys out. Hey, you're not Amari Cooper. You're not Nick Chubb. You're not Myles Garrett. I need y'all to perform and make plays. If y'all going to be out there, make some plays. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the passing. DTR, obviously. The running backs, I thought Pierre Strong ran well. Offensive line, I didn't see the push. I know Joel Batonio wasn't in there, but Wyatt Teller did play. You did see Ethan Poaches. There was some pressure. I don't know if it's a change in scheme, but I want to be way more physical the next time. We got to figure that out. Let's keep it pushing. 310 people in here. Hit that like button for your boy. We back ready to go. It's football season now. All that rest of that little light stuff, we ain't like no more. All them tabloid conversations is out. Hey, let's get to it. Let's look at these receiving stats. Jamari Thrash, 3 for 43. I like what he did. Longer 22. He had 5 targets. Brown, he should have had a touchdown. Like we said, Zach Zenner was downfield a little bit. I thought Michael Woods caught the ball well. Jordan Akins was, doing what Jordan Akins does. But generally speaking, Pierre Strong had a couple of catches as well. You know what he gonna do? Matt Landers made his announcement. He got into the swing of things. But John Kelly, I'm sorry, you can't put the ball on the turf. Can't do it. Can't do it. You're supposed to be one to make the team. We judging just how the coach is gonna judge you. Come on now. And when you look at, by the way, Jordan Love came in and got his money off him and was gone. Hey, Wicks, DeBose, they came in and got their money and was gone. Let's sneak on and get to these defensive stats. We got a couple people we gonna spot shadow. Hey, my man. Hey, Brady Breeze. You keep getting 11 tackles. You gonna find yourself on one of these rosters, bro. Justin Hardy, I like what you was doing in a nickel. I'm looking for a nickel right now. Newsome is out. I'm looking for a nickel. I thought Devin Bush did his thing. 6 total tackles. He had a nice little stop on 3rd down. He was all over the field moving around. I like Devin Bush. He showed up. He flashed. He looked like he could be one of my base linebackers. When we run base and we got 3 linebackers in the game, when we got Hicks, we got we got JOK. I think you're gonna see Devin Bush in there. Halasi, I thought he played pretty well. Who else flashed for me? Isaiah Thomas flashed a little bit. Getting in there doing some different things, right? So I saw some stuff defensively, but the thing I got on this one that I'm a little disappointed in, and we're gonna talk about this. The Browns defense, they got to stop giving up these big plays, man. These big touchdowns and not making guys work for what they're doing. They got to figure that out. I don't know what coverage they was in. It just looked like they just simply got beat. On that first drive of the game with the Packers, and Ronnie Hickman just gets cooked to the outside. No. See, the Browns defense, if they want to be known as one of those top-notch defenses, and I'm talking about all-time great, they got to do 2 things. They got to stop giving up these doggone big plays, no matter who you are, and they have to continuously be able to do this at home and on the road. The intensity level has to be there. Ronnie Hickman, you can't get beat for a touchdown like that and let guys, like, that's deflating, especially when you at home doing stuff like that. No. The defense has to be, and they play a lot of man coverage, and I get it. But they're going to have to learn to play some zone, some cover 3, some cover 4, some cover 6. They're going to have to learn how to play zone, communicate, and stop having 70-yard touchdowns. Because remember, think about it. Long touchdowns against the Colts. They almost gave up a very long play to Brandon Aiyuk. They got him in field goal range last year. Long touchdowns to Pickens at the first game they played against the Steelers. All these long touchdowns got to stop. You got to make these guys tackle guys, get them on the ground. I didn't like that. And that's one of the things they're going to have to work on. Obviously, I'm not just trying to be over the top. It is one preseason game, obviously, but I can only critique what we're critiquing. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of comments in here. Let's see. Soul Train, I feel like next week will be more important for roster battles. I think, to me, one of the biggest roster battles was the situation with Tyler Huntley and DTR. I think DTR, he got a stranglehold on that thing. Trey said we could calm down on Ronnie Hickman's story. See, this is why. Hey, cats. Hey, this is the funny part. Because when the season start, all that talk be gone. Like, all that talk, that'd be out of here, bro. It'd be like, what did you do today, bro? What did we see? What did we see today? Let's see. I like Diabate. He played well. I like it. I like his game. George, you saying start everybody next week? We got 2 guys that can man up, Ward and Emerson. Everybody else can't guard me 1v1. Hey, man, I know it's Beast Girl says, I know it's preseason, but the defense looks suspect today. You know what it was. It's one of them things, and I done been there when I'm playing. When I done been the guy that come into the game and the starters ain't playing. Y'all chilling like y'all the starters. You can't, bro, y'all got to make a team. Ain't no such thing as chill. Not with that type energy. They'll find out. Seen that highlight. He just cooked him on that play, G. He ran past him like it was light, too. It was like he didn't even give him no move. It was like, get off of me. It was smooth, like, get off me. Like, it wasn't even, he wasn't even pressured by it. Ronnie Hickman 1v1 in the slot versus wide receivers a loss. I don't think they run they in the regular season. They better not. I'm not trying to see him, Thornhill. I ain't trying to see McLeod. I don't want to see Grant Delpit in the slot 1v1 with nobody. A lot of guys that played today won't be on open roster, but some of the guys who will be on the roster need to learn from it, which is possible. Jordan Love read the covers like it's his child, but isolated Hickman on the go route. It was like, you ever see Minority Report when they used to have them things in the front of them, like you just moving around, you and the AI. He was like doing that in his head. He's like, oh, target initiated. Target found. Probability of touchdown, 98.9%. He had the AI. He had Jarvis talking to him. Yeah, he had Jarvis in his helmet. Tony, fire the smart bombs. If you know, you know. I just dropped like 4 or 5 gems right there. Like, I just dropped like 4 or 5. If you caught him, you caught him. You didn't. Chuck says, preseason game isn't really real for a team like us. We didn't even have our starters defense playing, so why we even talking about it? And our offense isn't playing starters. Well, listen, that's the thing about it. We gonna talk about that. Like at the end of the day, this is what, like, if you say, so let me tell you how it works. When we doing this before, and we do it, and coaches talk about it all the time, the coaches aren't going to come into the locker room and say, hey guys, we didn't play our starters, so therefore we're not going to talk about all of the things that didn't happen. That ain't how it worked. They're going to come in there and they're going to say, let's break this film down. Oh, you got cut off by the guard. Up, you didn't read your keys on that step. Up, you took 2 false steps. Up, you can't fumble. Like, to me, I look at it like this. The Browns, if the Browns want to get to where we, and this is the thing, and I want to take y'all too long. We've been on here a long time, but here's what I want want to do. And I just want to give a consensus to you guys so we can really do some honest conversation here, right? If we talking about the Browns and we do this as a family, as a collective group, if we want those standards, we have to start talking about those teams and holding those teams to that high standard. Because when we get to the Super Bowl, you're going to need one of these guys who you did not think was going to be somebody to make the play of their life. It may be John Kelly. It may be one of the offensive linemen we don't foresee playing right now. And if you don't hold people to standards and you don't coach that today, your starters today don't mean that they're going to be the starters when they need you to make a play of their life. And that's the way you got to think. Anybody that steps on that field, needs to be playing at a certain level and have a certain amount of aptitude. And guess what? It takes a season for some people and it takes time to get there. So when we talking about these games, we just talking about it at a high level. We got to elevate what our expectations is, and we got to start putting out the expectation levels and say this is what we holding everybody to. Because trust me, championship organizations and championship teams have people that they didn't think were going to be nobody, didn't think they was going to play, but those are the people that help you hoist that trophy. And for all of us, if that's where we trying to go, we have to elevate and stop being reductive. We should be able to go on and talk about offensive line play or D line play or the third or fourth corner. Everything doesn't have to be high level. Is Nick Chubb coming back? Is Myles Garrett good? Or is Deshaun Watson going to come back? That ain't, it don't work that way, because it's the minute things that have to happen every single day, putting work in every single day, coaching it every single day for people to get there. And that's all I'm trying to do is bring that to the table. Right now, it's a bunch of people that's skimming over stuff. Like, I've never seen so many people in sports talk about why something don't matter. You couldn't have been playing and saying it don't matter. They wouldn't, where I came from, they wouldn't let you come on the field saying, Coach, that don't matter. Son, you take a hike. Who is this? Take a hike. They used to make us run for people like that. We had to tell people, shut your mouth. First of all, why are you talking, freshman? Be quiet. You got us over here doing push-ups and running because you keep talking. You're not good enough to talk yet. But, at the end of the day, that don't matter, this don't matter. It all matters in the scheme of things. It does. And so today it starts. We start small with preseason game number 1. We hit preseason game number 2. With that being said, put in the comment section, do you believe that Deshaun Watson and more of the starters should be playing in preseason game number 2? And what improvements do you want to see in preseason game number 2? With that being said, you never know where I'm going to show up. You don't never know I'm going to be on radio, television, internet. But if you want that fresh cut on sports, I keep the Clippers with me, and the barbershop is always open. With that being said, have a great rest of your weekend, and go Browns.